Hey everyone, welcome to the Melanin Report. So this channel was created for my podcast, which is on Anchor and Spotify and other podcast streaming platforms. I decided to move over to YouTube because I felt that I could build a bigger audience here and then I could transition between the two platforms. Before we jump into today's topic, I do want to make a disclaimer. This podcast, whether you are listening on Anchor, Spotify, or now YouTube, it is strictly for commentary purposes. This is not a news channel. Please do not get your news from me. I do try to be as accurate as I can, and I do as much research as I can, but I am not a reliable source for actual news. So please just keep that in mind. So today's topic is about just something that I would have never guessed, never would have imagined I would hear about. So apparently, Tim Norman has been charged for the alleged planned murder of his nephew, Andre Montgomery. So for those of you who don't know, Tim Norman is, I guess he's like an owner of Sweetie Pies, the restaurant. So Sweetie Pies is a restaurant owned by Robbie Montgomery, also known as Miss Robbie, from the television series Sweetie Pies, which aired on the OWN network. That is how many people know her, and that's how I know of her and her restaurant. So Tim is her son, and he has helped her run her restaurant, I think, from the beginning. And so now reports have claimed that Tim plotted to have his nephew killed in order to collect money on his life insurance policy. Now, this policy was, I want to say only worth, but it was worth $450,000. The reason why I want to say only worth is because, like, first of all, you shouldn't be plotting against your family members for some money. And to know that it was for only $450,000. I mean, I don't know how well Sweetie Pie has been doing lately. I don't know what the whole financial situation is with that, but I'm pretty sure he could have easily made that money just from working with Sweetie Pies. He didn't have to and again, this is all alleged, nothing I think has been confirmed. But if this did happen and he did this to get $450,000, I'm sorry, don't get me wrong, no amount of money is worth doing that to your own nephew, but certainly not $450,000. To me, that just seems very I don't know, something had to have been going on. I feel like there's more details and more information that we don't know yet, and I don't know if it'll ever come out, whether that's through a police report or through someone directly from the family. You know how in these situations with these celebrities, you always have a family member or a friend that starts to leak information to blogs and stuff like that. So I don't know if in the coming weeks we'll get more information on the details of this, but it's just crazy. So Tim right now is currently being held in Madison County Detention Center. And to be completely honest with y'all, I feel like he's had a pretty questionable past already. When he was on the show, which, God, how long ago was that? I don't even know. It was years ago. I didn't really catch any red flags from him. I mean, I always thought that he kind of had this demeanor of, I guess, being kind of controlling, being the boss, trying to make decisions that didn't necessarily align with Miss Robbie. But I never thought that he was he had a bad spirit about him. I didn't think that he was a bad person. I think that he just was a flawed person, as we all are. But this is on a whole other level. It's just wild to me. Something had to have snapped in his mind for him to plan the death of, or the murder, I should say, of his own nephew for some money. And the nephew didn't even do nothing to him. This wasn't like a situation where they had beef or anything. Like, it's just wild to me. And in the past, right, he has been accused of stealing money and misusing trademarks to open up competing restaurants by Miss Robbie herself. Like, his own mother has taken him to court for doing some shady stuff. And so it seems like, to me, he's very money hungry to the point where he'll put his own family at risk, and that's very dangerous. I'm hoping that they do, I don't want to say move past it. I'm hoping Miss Robbie will find some healing in all of this, but he got to get cut off. Like, at this point, you are no longer a part of the family. Like, there's no way it's just too much. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, if I had a child I feel so bad for her, like, honestly, dealing with all of this. And it's crazy because people have also brought up, I don't know why people are bringing this up, I guess to kind of support the narrative that's being portrayed here. But people have been talking about this relationship that he was in with Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, who also accused him of having some very weird and stalkerish behavior. So I don't even know what to make of all of this. Like I said, I didn't suspect anything from him, and I also didn't know about the story with him and Jennifer. I knew about the issues between him and Miss Robbie in the restaurants and stuff like that, because they even went on TV and talked about it. I forgot what talk show it was, but they were even, like, talking about it, and she still was cool with him. She just was like, oh, it's just business, like, he's still family. But now, like, it's gotten too bad at this point. And to me, this whole story just seems very, like, 2020 to me, honestly. Nothing that has happened, nothing in the past recent months has really surprised me, because it's like, oh, it's 2020, like, of course. But this did actually really surprise me, like, because I was not keeping up with him, really. I wasn't really, exposed to who he was. Like, I just knew him from that TV show, and the TV show didn't really paint him in that kind of light. So this is just all very surprising to me. I never thought that something like this would happen among family, but people are crazy, and people do stuff like this. People do crazier stuff than this in the world. And so, I just didn't think it would be them dealing with this, and for a couple $100,000 at that. I mean, really? It was that serious? Like, I just don't know. And he was even smiling in his mugshot that's been going around too, which is even more creepy and goes to show you that he is not right in the head, and probably hasn't been for a really long time. And the way that he's just been able to kind of cover up that part of him too, like, I feel like everyone was shocked at this story. Nobody was expecting this. Like, this is just some really heavy stuff, and I'm interested to see what's going to unfold, if things are going to start being confirmed more and more. And I'm not really, I want to hear from Miss Robbie, but it's honestly no rush. And I hope the internet doesn't try to pressure her into speaking out on this, because this is really heavy. Like, she needs to take some time to deal with this, because she's gonna have to deal with this emotionally. She's gonna have to deal with this like, mentally and physically. Like, she's gonna have to deal with this in court. She's gonna have to, is she gonna have to deal with this in court? No, she's probably gonna be involved in some capacity. But at this point, the relationship between her and Tim is probably done. Like, done. It's a wrap. He's done way too much. At this point, he already had some questionable ways. So if this pans out to be true, there's no way you can move on from that. I don't care how close you are. Like, something like this will break a family apart. And so, at the end of the day, I just pray that Miss Robbie is going to be okay, and that she heals from this. And again, she's been through a lot already, so I can't imagine going through something like this with my own family. So prayers to their family, and rest in paradise to Andre Montgomery. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below about this whole situation, and if you guys are as shocked as I am. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.